Here we go. All right, friends. I'm just going to read one poem to you. It's a series of linked stanzas. After I wrote my first book of poetry, which is very depressing. It's about violence and trauma, and it's very dark and like dismembered organs. I kind of like to shake that off. I've been writing limericks, doggerel, and nonsense verse, and reading a lot of Lewis Carroll. So I'm going to read a couple of linked stanzas in that vein. These are characters from academia. I spend a lot of time in the world of academia. There's many lovely things about it, and we are also absolutely ridiculous. So this poem I entitled School for Scandal, and it introduces you to some of these silly folks.
Don't look at me.
Ready? Yeah. All righty. School for Scandal. There was a professor of writing whose pedagogy was exciting. She ordered the students, abandon all prudence and write only when you are crying. This one's autobiographical. There was a professor of reading whose lecture style could be called bleating. Her many wool blazers and aversion to razors gave an ovine impression exceeding. There was a professor of books who was famous for sorrowful looks. Her spare time was taken by Coleridge and Blake and biographies of famous crooks. Also autobiographical. There was a professor of poems who assigned the lengthiest tomes. To read without scruples required the pupils to finish them in catacombs, AKA postmortem. There was a distinguished, it gets a little darker here. There was a distinguished professor who was also the nattiest dresser. With his canes, scarves, and ties, we were all quite surprised to discover he was an aggressor. We all know those. There was a professor of English whose love for the subject diminished as soon as she realized the authors she most prized had wished her ancestors extinguished. Thank you.